Knicks family, welcome back to the God Breaks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with my co-hosts, Andre Jalil and Rick Derula. How y'all doing today?
Well, I go on.
We're doing.
I thought you were gonna leave that backstage, bro, but I guess not.
What happened to you?
The Knicks,
Who y'all talk to?
we talk, bro, it's crazy. Knicks blow out the Celtics, 105-75, which sounds unheard of. Actually, while we're here, let's get a little bit of that going real quick.
Yeah.
A little bit of that going.
See how
But
they look.
But yeah, man, they pretty much put a pounding on them from the start of the game. Julius Randle was doing okay. Of course, RJ Barrett was doing good, but you know the main guys that we want to see, Obi and my man Emmanuel quickly. They look really good. They look really good tonight. You know what I mean? Especially Emmanuel with all of those floaters, call him the floater king. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's been doing his thing, man. Which I think about Emmanuel.
Love the kid. I like him, man. He's creative. He's patient. He uses his body to get to the basket. Like the kid is he has great instincts for the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I just think that him getting better and better every year is going to be really scary.
Yeah.
When he has that experience, I think he's going to be top players, one of the top point guards in the league because he's so crafty and he can shoot.
Yeah.
Like he's not scared to shoot 5 feet behind the 3-point line.
I love that. I love that about his game.
He's gonna be like another Damian Lillard. I just feel like Damian Lillard. He's going.
Oh, lofty expectations, huh?
I think so, yeah. I mean, he's a different type of player, but like just from his confidence and him shooting out there, it's gonna make him dangerous.
Yeah.
That boy's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah,
I
I think he was a great pick.
Mhm.
I think even his first game, he only played like a couple minutes. I think everybody saw that he was going to be something special.
Mhm.
I think even though he looks like he's not 100% confident, that's understandable because he's still a rookie.
Right.
He's well above his experience level. Like for the highest level of basketball, I think he does very well on the stage. I don't think he cowers to the pressure. I think he just still in his head, just hoping that everything is the way he sees it, which is something that I think a lot of players lack. I think they just go out there and see what they can do, but I think he has a plan and he has a goal for his game. So I think we're gonna see. Yeah, I agree. I think he will be one of those top point guards in the NBA. And the fact that he didn't even go first round, I think he.
Rich, somebody just. Oh, it reminds me of myself when Rich tries to guard me. Wow.
That's my boy Chris. We used to go at it in college, man. He know the deal. He know the deal.
Oh, you know the deal. You know the deal, Chris. What you say? Come on. What you got?
We got a rivalry. Like we I don't even know if we keep it score, but like we would play 1-on-1. He would get one, I would get one. He would get one, I would get one, and it's a friendly rivalry. I love playing ball with him.
So out of the two, which one of you is Quickly and which one of you is Peyton?
I would say I'm definitely Peyton out of the two.
That's not a good thing, cuz.
So he knows dropping quotas on you. I believe it now.
He doesn't drop. You know what though? Mostly we play together. We went to this apartment building. One of our friends, and we was playing ball in the gym, and we was going off. Man, it was probably one of the best games I played in a very long time. And I don't know, my shot was just on that day. What's up?
It's funny. I can't picture you playing basketball.
What do you mean?
Wow.
I didn't see you like that. Like, you know what I mean? I never saw you on the court. Like, we never spent that kind of time together. I never saw you like.
Nah, I don't think we have.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard for me to visualize you like on a basketball court, like crossing somebody up.
I played ball with Rick before. It's
Back
back
when
in
we
the
used
day.
to do the winter retreat. Yeah.
No,
And in the
not even.
summer.
Matter of fact, yeah, that's right. It's weird though. I don't have any memories of playing ball with you then. More of when I used to stay at your house, and we would go out with Mo, and we would go to the park and play ball and stuff like that. Those are the memories I have of playing ball with you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
Ricky
mean?
had a jumper.
I don't really remember. I don't really remember. It was
I
that
was
long
Ricky,
ago.
streaky.
you had a jumper.
I was streaky. But
streaky.
yeah, I had it like when it was on, it was on.
Right.
Okay. I mean,
But
Drake.
but Dre, that same feeling, I get that a lot. Like, I remember I used to work after school, and there was this Spanish kid. He would always be like, "Yo, you play ball?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I play ball." He was just like, "Nah, man, I watch you." I was just like, "You don't like based on what? Like, you haven't even seen me drip, like whatever." And one of my friends, he went to school with me. We used to play during gym time. And he came out of nowhere, just at the perfect time. He was like, "Oh, Rich, nah, he could ball." Because I love basketball. I love playing. But I don't look it. I don't look it. But a lot of ballers don't like ballers. Not to say I'm a baller like that, but I love the game. Like, I have fun when I play.
I mean, it sucks for me. As tall as I am, as soon as I walk on the court, they're like, yeah, he's a baller, just because of my height.
But yeah, you stepped your game up like big time. Not to say that you were bad, but like I think you just kept playing, and like I would only play during the summer. So
yeah, I played all year round, really.
I saw Josh like once I grew up and I left the house. Like I feel like I came back. I watched Joshua but there was one point it was annoying me watching Josh play. We were a lot younger.
This is back in the day. I used to get on his nerves. This is when I was short, chubby, fat. I didn't really run a lot.
When I was playing, when I was younger, like I was quick, I was fast. It was like, and then Joshua wasn't quick and fast. So, but one day I came back and Joshua was not. He had handle. I was looking at it, I was like, look at Josh. Josh got a jumper and all that shit. And I think the first time Joshua beat me, I let him beat me. It's his 18th birthday. I let him beat me. You're welcome, kid. You know what I'm saying? I want you to have your memory.
He let me.
I wanted you to get that confidence.
Yeah. But
at your birthday present.
Yo, listen. I've known him at that point. I knew him for 18 years. That man was out there working. He was out there working.
At 27, I wasn't playing no more. It was just like I was out there like.
That's the excuse. So you wasn't playing and you let me win.
I wasn't playing like that, but I let you have it.
He wasn't playing. That was part of him letting you win.
You so close. I was like, yo, if I win, I'm gonna crush him. Anyway, IQ.
Right. Like we said, Emmanuel quickly. Like Banksy said, what did you say? His name is Chris. Like Chris said, he said top 15, top 10, 15 point guard for sure. Once his confidence kicks in, I think I definitely agree with that. You know what I mean? I think at minimum top 15. You know what I mean? Because just of the kind of the style of game that he plays, being able to get into the lane off the pick and roll. I mean, he's got the handle. There was one play he made. He just hit the dude with the. I was just like, oh, he's got some shaky, shifty moves with him. But that made me remember that he actually was working with Chris Brickley. Over the summer not over the summer, actually, after, I guess before he got drafted and a little bit after he got drafted, he was working with Chris Brickley. And, Chris Brickley is going to throw those combinations at you. He's going to make sure that you don't have just a crossover. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 moves you're combining to get to what you got to do. And that's the kind of thing I was saying Knox needs. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you want to see him take that next step. But I can just see it getting only better for this kid. He has 17 points, 8 assists, 2 for 4 from 3. He's starting to get comfortable taking it. That 1 3 he took from deep. He didn't even step into it. He just pulled up. Yeah. Like it looked like a mid-range he was taking. But he was like 30 feet out.
If you look at him, you look at Steph Curry, and you look at Damian Lillard, the shot looked the same from anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't look like he's trying to launch it. Like they're just comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like he could be dangerous.
Yeah.
And then he's dangerous enough where if he doesn't have a good shooting night, he still knows how to create when he get in the paint.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His floaters are dope. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to get to the basket and he creates a little bit. But a lot of good point guards, they not necessarily like 10 assists a night type guys. They might get 3 or 4. On the high side, they might get 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
But he's looking good. I think the kid's got a bright future for real.
How long you guys
And
think
he's
before
helping out better than Elfrid Payton already.
Of course.
It's
Like
just,
I
that's not
like I
racist.
was about to say, how long do you think before he starts?
I thought he was going to start tonight. I figured the team had it. I guess not everybody has the same temperament as me, but I'd have had that boy out of there. I'd have been trying Dennis Smith Jr. before Elfrid. But, you know, not
Come on.
Joshua. Come on, the kid, like, he looked like a bum out there.
No.
I'm just saying, the kid looked
I
hard.
don't as bad
He's missing layups.
As bad as Elfrid Payton can play, I will never ever disrespect him that much to say that Dennis Smith Jr. looks better on the court than he
I
does.
wouldn't have disrespect. I'd have been like, yo, Elfrid, I'm gonna see you.
Yeah, I can't, man. I can't.
But don't get me wrong. You know, he plays some defense. Like that pass we said earlier, that pass at the end of the half, and it bouncing off his arm. It's like, yo, what are you doing?
Right, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. That's a part of you not being a threat behind the line.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're not a threat behind the 3-point line, all they're gonna do is throw a double team at you every single time. And that's what they did. They had Randall here at the top, and then you had Payton toward the right hash. Randall comes up, he throws it to Payton. They throw a double team at Payton. Payton was like, oh, he throws it back to Randall. And it's like, what are you two doing, guys? Like, none of y'all tried to advance. None of y'all tried to break through.
Right, move the ball up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. Like, there's 2 double teams in a span of 5 seconds.
But this is an 8-year veteran.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, how are you scared and nervous at this point in your career? That's I think IQ, to answer your question, I'm sorry to be long-winded about it. I think IQ should be starting that. But I understand if you look at the minutes aren't very, very different.
Right.
What did he have?
They're almost splitting them.
They were splitting him. He had 21 minutes. Elfrid had 23 minutes. But it's just the effectiveness of the minutes.
Right. 17 points in 21 minutes for quickly. And Elfrid had 9.
It's
23 minutes.
And it's like I said, it's the gravity he has. It's the the people, the type of defense you have to play when the guy like quickly is on the floor just opens up everything. And that's why you see, like, even tonight, like somebody else that I want to talk about real quick that is finally starting to get to the point where we want to see him play, and that's my man Obi. You know what I'm saying? And he's starting to, you know, set those picks, get to the basket, that pick and roll with him and quickly when he sets that pick with him. And yeah, man, and it's
young Spry and Obi could knock down the 3.
Right, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty now of having someone you can depend on behind Julius Randle, and he doesn't have to play 39, 40 minutes a game because you can have someone who can be effective at that position. And he's out there playing defense. I think even the game before, he was out there guarding. Who do we play? The Cavaliers, and it was somebody that he was out there guarding on the wing. And he was trying to hit him with a couple moves, and he was just staying right with him. And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Like that's what I want to see. I want to see like you to be able to, if you had to play the wing, if you had to play the 3, can you be versatile enough to defend those guys at that position? I don't want you to have to do it on a night-to-night basis. But if there's a pick and roll, and you have to switch onto someone, can you stay with the smaller guy at the top and get your hand up in there? So you know what I mean? Like that's something that I was looking forward to seeing from Obi, and I'm starting to see it. He had a couple threes. Of course, he's gonna launch those, but 2 of them hit. 2 for 4 from 3.
50%.
50%. How many minutes did he play tonight? I think he was only playing like 15 and a half. Yeah, it was 17. Yes, about 17 minutes, 16 and a half minutes. And he was 5 for 8 from the field. So, what would you think about the game that Obi played tonight?
I think the kid looks spry. Him and quickly look good together. I think that he gets some minutes. I think that it looks like he's trying to make sure his presence is felt, which I think is necessary. I think that the team needs to be confident in him. He was out for a few weeks, which could really slow you down. But if he's a scorer, that helps us out a lot, because now when when Julius is out, we still have somebody that could come in and shore it up. He might not be as effective, but again, he's a rookie, of course. But he looked good. He's athletic. You know, he can jump, he can shoot. He got that high arching 3-pointer. And once the game slows down for him, I think he's gonna be done. You can see he could dunk on these cats. He ain't scared to dunk on them.
Mm-hmm.
And he could get past me. He got a quick step for his size. So Obi's looking good.
He used to be a guard, so
yeah. So he knows.
I think with the speech that he gave when he got drafted, I think he definitely has a lot that he improved in New York. So when he comes out and he's shooting and he's dunking and he's moving and he's just being as athletic as possible, I think that's exactly what New York needs. He's coming off the bench right now, like you said. When Randall sits down, the scoring needs to continue. I think somebody who's eager to score and is looking to score is exactly what New York needs, because we've seen it time after time where everybody gets the ball, they call for it, and then they get it, and then they pass it. And it's just like, I got nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with passing the ball, but like you got to create a play. And when you're looking to score, you're gonna see that play. So I'm happy that he had a good game.
Yeah. I mean, if there's one thing that I can say about Obi is he knows how to fit in. He knows how to make the right play no matter what, with and without the ball. He has a very, very high IQ for a big man. There's not a lot of guys at his position that see the game and see the floor the way he does. Even like another aspect to Julius Randle's game that you would miss when he's not on the floor is his passing. And that's not something that Obi lacks in. He's actually a very, very good passer for his size, his position. So at this point, I'm kind of excited to seeing the improvement, the consistency. They're trusting him. He's off the bench pretty early, kind of like Quickly is at this point. They're never going to start him over Randall. That's just not going to happen.
They might play them next to each other depending on how they do with the lineups. If they have a smaller guy, like if they have Julius at the 5.
Right. And that
could be fun.
That's assuming this kid doesn't take off. If he takes off, then you have to move things around to make room for him to be a starter. But for now, keeping him in his role is something that I think will be something that we could do. So Banks, he got a question where he said, can we bench Elfrid and give Rivers more playing time?
Only because Rivers ain't a point guard. I don't think we could do that.
I'm not sure about Rivers' ability to run an offense. I think he's a spark. He reminds me of he's a smart guy, but his game is not going to show up every night, because he's more of the streaky. Yeah, he's a 6-man. So that means that one game he'll play like a starter, he'll play like a star, and then the next game he'll play like a bench guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's just he's the J.R. Smith. You know what I mean? What's my other guy that was on LA for a while? Even matter of fact, he was on LA last year. That was on Miami for a while.
What, point guard?
Nah, he's a guard. He wasn't a point guard. Damn.
You talking about Lou Williams?
Nah, he was drafted to Cleveland. Oh boy, I think he played. Did he play at Syracuse? No, he didn't play at Syracuse. Why am I drawing a blank? My man, he was drafted to Cleveland. He played in Miami, and then they got rid of him, and he went to LA this year and won the ring with them. He was on the bench.
Homeboy that wasn't giving Durant the ball.
Yes.
I'm drawing a blank on his name. I know who he is. I can't get his name. Durant was screaming at him like, "Give me!" Yeah,
he was like,
he's trying to be a star. Yeah.
When he was in OKC. Damn, what is his name? Anyway,
I don't understand why that happened. But go ahead.
But anyway, that caliber of player, the streaky shooter, the streaky scorer, the guy who got all the moves, like but he's JR. Not gonna. Yeah, that's what I said. It's JR, that guy. Austin Rivers is that kind of that style of player who, he might have the skill to do it, but he's gonna be hot and cold. The hot and cold is not something you should depend on every single night. But he's definitely somebody you want coming off the bench, because if he's gonna play like a bench guy, okay, great. Then he's still gonna be smart enough to play better than the other bench guys. But if his shot ain't flowing, it's not falling. But those nights where it is falling, you know what I'm saying? That's someone you can rely on, because once he's on fire, he's one of those guys that he's gonna give you at least 15, 20 points. You know what I mean? In a good 7-8 minute span. But RJ was looking pretty good tonight. He's starting to step it up. You know, Dre's least favorite Nick. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's not my least favorite. Alfred is my least
Nah,
favorite.
man, he's your least favorite Nick. The way you be talking about my man Andre, I don't like how you be going at him.
I'm just saying, the kid, he's not. He's supposed to be like.
He wasn't supposed to be nothing. He was
I
just
don't think he's
drafted
gonna be a
third.
star.
That's it.
I don't think he's going.
Nah, he was supposed to be a star, man. He plays like a star. He's gonna be a star, but
He's
it's just
going to
like,
be a star. Just
I
give
don't.
it
I
time.
don't, I don't
Just
think.
give it
I
time.
think people are a little impatient with him. That's it.
Yeah, man. He's listen.
He's
Most
19.
of these guys, he's 20. Not even that. I wasn't even gonna say that, but most of these guys that are drafted at that look at the past. Matter of fact, Minnesota, they drafted 3 number 1 picks in the past 6.
Oh yeah, what was
7
that?
years?
Was that when I sent that to y'all?
Yeah,
you did. Yeah, I read
past
that.
7 years or something like that, and they what are they 3-8, 3-9 or something like that, or 4-8 right now in the Western Conference. You know, you got Cat.
I mean, they got rid of some of those players because I think Andrew Wiggins was one of those dudes.
Right. But I'm just saying, when you're drafted number 1, the expectations are high. You know what I'm saying? When you're drafted in the top 3, the expectations are high. It doesn't matter. Same reason why people are calling Lonzo Ball a bust, because of where he was drafted. You know what I'm saying? It's Frank Ntilikina is a bust primarily because of where he was drafted. If we picked him up at 25th, it wouldn't have been, or a second round, it wouldn't have been an issue picking up Frank Ntilikina. But the fact that he was drafted 8th, that's an issue. Kevin Knox, he was drafted 9th. That's an issue. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really judge a guy based off of where he was drafted. You know what I mean? Like, you look at, like, tonight, we played against Peyton Pritchard. A lot of Knicks fans out there wanted Peyton Pritchard as one of our guards. And we skipped over him. We picked Emmanuel Quickly. And everybody's like, we could have picked up Quickly in the second round. This guy, Pritchard, is way more proven. All this and all that. You know what I mean? But then you look at the guy play, and now you're seeing them on the court together versus each other. And there's a clear difference between the players. You know what I'm saying? So then, sometimes you just have to be a little bit patient. Some guys, depending on where they're drafted, it affects them a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, you get Reggie Bullock back. You have a good shooting game from IQ. 2 games in a row, actually. And all of a sudden, RJ's playing a better game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's shooting better. That's what I'm saying. You can't blame RJ too much because of where he's drafted. And he was drafted to a team that had no shooters, and all of the guys, the 3 of the best guys on the team are all interior players, as far as I'm concerned. So that's why IQ is a breath of fresh air. He's someone who can spread the floor, some open up the floor for these guys, because you got a bunch of guys who can't shoot is going to hurt you. But anyway, like I was saying, RJ tonight, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. I think it was, what was he? Was he also 2 for 4 from 3? Yes, 2 for 4 from 3.
RJ? Yeah,
2 for 4 from 3, 7 for 8 from the free throw line. And this is what I'm saying. There's not much worry for me with RJ. You know what I'm saying? Someone who can shoot 7 for 8 from the free throw line. He's getting his free throw shot together. You know what I'm saying? I think in the past, 3 games, he's taken 18 free throws, and I think he's missed 2 of them. You know what I mean?
He's getting better at the free throw line.
He's getting better at the free throw line. He's night and day. Yeah, it's from last year's night and day. You know what I'm saying? So the guy he's improving. He's, like I said, he makes winning plays. He can be frustrating every now and then. I think when he does his isolation plays, he should do them on the right side instead of the left side, because it gives you more of a playing field when you're left-handed player. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm like the play that he had that turnover, I forgot, it was the end of one of those quarters, or one of those plays where everybody spread out. He's at the top left, and he starts doing his dribble move, and whatever he did, it didn't work, and they lost the ball and they got a turnover. But it's so easy when you're on the left side of the court to be defended when you're a lefty. They know you're going to go left. They're going to make you go right. You have the entire court to go right. So they're going to close everything off left and make you go right. And if you're on the left side of the floor, you're not going to drive to the basket. And you know, RJ, from what I've noticed, if you give him the left, he's going to go all the way to the basket. If you give him the right, he's going to pull up for a jet. You know what I mean? And more often than not, he's going to look to go to the basket. So they closed in on him, and he got a turnover. So these are the mistakes that he's going to make. That he has to learn where his most effective positions on the court to make those moves should be, because he's going to have to make those plays at some point. Unfortunately, he's going to have to make those plays. So he's got to get comfortable doing it. You know what I mean? And if I feel like he's awkward with his movements because he's a lefty and he's not like Swifty. He's like, he's kind of brawly with it. So he's gonna try to do a quick move and then try to bounce you off of him and go up. So if you're good enough defender, you're gonna jump ahead of that. But what you I know Dre, you said something about RJ. You had anything to say about RJ, Rick?
Go ahead, Rick.
Did you say anything, Dre? You did have anything more to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Banks, he was like, it's crazy because he was supposed to be that guy, but never grew to that player. But it's still early in his career. It's still very early in his career. He's young. He's still figuring things out. The team is not really set up for him. So that's also a challenge. But I, like you, Josh, I'm not worried about him. I just get a little disappointed when I see him on certain plays. I'm just like, you're better than that.
Yeah.
I think he is going to be a star. His last two games were pretty decent as far as points go. When he plays bad, he's still at 9, 10 points. So I mean, and he does other things as far as defense and movement. He moves a lot without the ball, which I see a lot of players on the Knicks, they don't move, and I think I mentioned that like every night. So it's just like
very good rebounder too.
What do you call Dion Waiters? That's who we were talking about.
That's the Dion Waiters. He's that. I was saying that was the style of player that Austin Rivers and J.R. Smith is.
Yeah, but whatever you call Dion Waiters, that's kind of what I feel like RJ is going to be. I think he'll be better. I feel like he'll be better.
Well, Dion Waiters is more like Bullock.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see.
Like Bullock, only he shoots more.
I mean, he's better than Bullock, but he's definitely of that mold for sure. I see what you're saying. He's definitely of that mold. But like I said, with RJ, I don't see him being that bad. I think because his basketball IQ for someone his age is a lot better than you would think.
You think RJ Barrett has a high basketball IQ?
For somebody who's 20 years old, if you look at his stat line, he doesn't.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely, he doesn't hit a lot of jump shots. He doesn't have a ton of turnovers. He might have 1 or 2 turnovers a game. He might have 3 or 4 every now and then if you're trying to handle the ball a lot. But more often than not, he's not out there like looking like a dingbat. Even last year, he was smarter than a lot of the guys that we already had on the team. But like I said, he's not what's you called who I can't even name someone else on the team that has a higher IQ than he is.
I think that Emmanuel Quickly, for his age and his lack of experience in the NBA, I think he has a really high IQ.
Definitely really high IQ for his position as well.
For his position, I think he has a higher IQ than RJ.
Yeah.
Higher IQ?
It just happens to be his initials too.
I don't think he has a higher basketball IQ.
I think he does. Well, especially because he's like, but they were trying to get RJ Barrett to play point guard.
But that's not his position. No, that's
right. But it wasn't Emmanuel Quickly's position either until
It was. He played point guard his whole career.
Before, well, he wasn't a 2 guard over there in Kentucky or whatever.
He was part of a multi-guard lineup, but he wasn't necessarily a 2 guard. They just had.
But I
think 2.
Feel like guys who were point guards like Emmanuel Quickly are people who typically have high IQ. Like when you look at somebody like Chris Paul, that
supposed to.
Yeah, I feel like that's like part of an IQ, and IQ shows that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But RJ Barrett, doesn't really. Alfred Payton, his IQ is super poor for somebody in his position, for somebody who's been in the league 8 years.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say Alfred Payton has low IQ. I just think that his talent level doesn't.
I think that right. So he might have the IQ. He just can't.
Yeah.
He can't.
His talent level doesn't even out with it. Yeah.
It doesn't match up. He can't execute what he's thinking,
right.
And he gets scared. And once you get scared, that just takes over you could be capable of doing anything, but if you're nervous, it's just
I
not gonna
also
happen.
I also think RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly in terms of the responsibilities given are completely different. I think RJ is meant to be a scorer for them. They need scoring, so I think that's what they lean on him for.
Yeah,
Outside
they
of
trust
Julius
me.
Randle,
They giving
yeah,
quickly. He coming off the bench. They giving him a little time.
yeah, and quickly is they're having him run the point guard. You know what I'm saying? So I think in terms of IQ, he's going to have I hope so. I pray that he has a higher IQ than RJ Barrett soon. But eventually that will happen because he's a point guard and he's going to be running the offense for the team. He's basically going to be the coach on the floor for them. So all point guards, and it's when it comes to having IQ, that's why I couldn't really compare them to in terms of the IQ, because point guards are supposed to be the highest IQ on your team. But for a small forward / shooting guard, I don't think he has low IQ at all. I think he's a guy. He's just a young kid who
You would
makes.
play RJ Barrett at the small forward?
I mean, depending on my lineup, yeah. If you got shooters out there, yeah. I think he's strong enough. I mean, you
Yeah,
see
he's
him.
definitely strong enough.
You see him go against what's my man PJ Tucker for the game winner last year. You know what I mean, and just knocked him out of his way. That was pretty crazy to
He's
see happen.
strong. The kid is strong.
But like I said, he's gonna get better. He's gonna get smarter. He's a kid who's more hype than IQ right now because his talent, like more than IQ. IQ's IQ is higher than his talent level right now. You know what I'm saying? But RJ clearly his talent level is higher than his IQ. So that's why it looks so different. But I think
it's almost like IQ's his IQ as you put it.
There you go. See,
I think that he has really good instinct, and that's what I mentioned before.
Immediate, yeah.
Like when you see the way he brings the ball up, it seems like a lot of guys are afraid to bring the ball up. That's the part that just bothers me. Like that should be easy. You know, like they have that drill where you dribble this way, then you cross over dribble this way, and you cross over dribble this way. Quickly is fast enough to get it up the court. And you stop, and then you got to stumble 2 steps before you could get. Like the kid just knows how to get there, and he knows how to play. He's got a good feel for the game. He's directing people and all of that, and that's why I feel like the kid has just got it. I think that in the middle of in a little while he's gonna be running the team, and he's like a good floor general. Like you trust him.
I love his change of speed. He changes speed and direction so easily. Like he'll come and he'll slow down and he'll get you in a position to where you think that he's going to set up the offense. And the moment you relax, he bursts off and he's already making the move.
So you know what the move he does that I like? Like he comes down, like he's all fast, and he gets to like the middle, like to the shoulder, and he like runs to the middle of the floor in front of somebody. So like you would defender running, and then he jumps in front of you. So he's creating space and time to kind of figure out if he's going to throw the alley-oop, if he's going to dish it over to the side, or if he's going to throw a floater. Like the kid is he's manipulating the floor. You know what I mean? And I just like that about it. I just, it's hard I don't want to say, over Barrett. Like he's a different type of player. Yeah. But I'm gonna stick to my guns. I don't think just yet. I haven't seen that he's going to be a star yet. I'm serious.
I mean, I know you're not high on Barrett, and it'll come. You know what I'm saying? I think at some point it'll show.
I hope
so. Yeah, I mean it depends on the lineups that he's going to be placed around. And like I said last year, that's most of the reason why he wasn't on that team. But if you start looking at the numbers that he's having recently and how consistent he's being in certain areas, if he can knock down the jump shot, there's really no complaint with RJ. There's nothing.
That is a big but now opportunities opening up for him depends on whether or not he can knock down that jumper.
Well, it also depends on who's running with him, because if he's not going to have the opportunity to be open, if they're going to be leaving him completely open,
if they're going to play zone different. And he out there, they're not respecting his jumper.
See, but this is the point. They won't be playing zone if they have shooters out there, and the only reason why they have been playing zone.
That's what I'm saying. Forget about anybody.
No. I mean, but no, he's not as bad of a shooter as Elfrid, though. You know what I'm saying? Not. Right. So this is what I'm saying. Him being out there, they can't run a zone with one bad shooter out there. You know what I'm saying? If you have Quickly and you have Burks, or you have Quickly and you have Knox out there with RJ, or Quickly and anybody who's a shooter, That's 2 shooters on the floor with RJ. You can't run a zone.
Really quick, I forgot who started when Burks was here. Was he starting?
No, he wasn't starting.
They still had Alfred
Yeah.
starting, right?
Mm-hmm,
Who's gonna lose minutes when he come back?
Yeah. Who?
I'm asking.
Who's going to have those minutes?
Who's gonna lose minutes when Burks comes back?
I think it's definitely going to be.
It better be Reggie.
I'm gonna be honest. It
Most
might be
likely it'll
Peyton.
be Bullock.
I hope it's
Bullock.
Peyton.
It might be Peyton. It might be Peyton, to be honest with you, because if Peyton is the guy that's losing minutes, I'm fine with that because at least with Reggie, he's going to be a two-way guy. He might not knock all those shots down, but if you're splitting minutes with him and Burks, I can take that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have a shooter on the floor with Quickly and RJ and all these other guys. And you know what I'm saying? But if there's a guy that is losing minutes, it very well might be Peyton.
Real quick, right now, Zach LaVine, even trade for RJ Barrett. You taking that?
Hell yeah, if that's all you're giving up for Zach LaVine.
Over RJ Barrett, right?
Yeah, we're talking about a 5-year player versus a 2-year player.
So you don't believe he's gonna be a starter?
That's not what I said. We're talking about a 5-year. If you're talking about RJ in year 5, I'm taking RJ over. If both of them in year 5,
like in year 5.
All right, that's what I'm saying. You don't know that yet, but you can't compare somebody in year 5 versus. And plus, how long he's been on the Bulls and they ain't been going nowhere. He's not been on one winning team
that
his entire career.
Exactly either, but yeah, I could dig it.
But he's not, as well as he's been playing, he's never been on a winning team, not once. You know what I'm saying? And as much as I like Zach, I would love for us to make a trade for Zach. That would cool. We make a trade for Zach, cool. I still know he's not moving the needle. We need something else. You know what I'm saying? With just Zach LaVine here and Julius Randle, we're not winning. We're not winning anything.
I would argue that we would do better than we are now.
Of course, he's a star.
That's what I'm just saying. Yeah,
I'm saying we'll be better, but we're not a championship team with those two.
Either way, we ain't unless we get James Harden and KD and.
See, but that's another point that
we just need shooting. We just need shooting. I have no issue with RJ right now as far as what his game is. You just need someone to space the floor so he can do what he does at a higher level. That's it.
And you're going to get Zach LaVine out here and realize how much of a bad team defender he is. And that's what I'm saying. RJ just can't. He's not a consistent shooter right now. That is literally his only or biggest flaw. It's just he's not a consistent shooter. When it comes to looking for his teammates and making the right play most of the time, rebounding the ball, playing defense on whoever, he's going to play the great defense and get in the passing lanes and create fast breaks. He does literally everything that you want him to do except for knock down threes at a high rate. He's going to get that. You know what I mean? Especially if you're at this level and they're going to keep leaving you open and you're still taking them. You're not like Ben Simmons out here looking at the three and then passing it up. Ben Simmons went and took a 3 the other night because he's finally starting to try to take 3-pointers.
Really quick,
he shoots an air ball.
I'm sorry. Is Frank still injured?
Yeah, he's still injured.
I think
My man Marcel, he agrees with me. He said Peyton is trash.
Yeah, Peyton's trash.
But we haven't seen a drop of Frank. I don't know where he is. They don't even have him on this list as a DNP. Like it looked like he ain't even.
Yeah, I know.
Nah, he's hurt. He's hurt. Yeah. One more.
Or just his feelings.
Say what?
He's physically hurt. He's physically hurt. Y'all are crazy. Anyway, one more point I want to get across before we get up out of here. If there was one thing that made sure we won tonight outside of Emmanuel Quickly, Julius Randle, who we didn't really talk about much, but Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Obi, is our defense. Tonight we had 7 blocks, 11 steals. We held them to 30% from the field. 30% from the field.
Nice.
Crazy.
And 15%.
He wasn't in, so I mean.
Yeah, Jalen.
And I said I thought about that as well. The fact that Jalen was going to be out. I mean, not Jalen. Tatum was going to be out, but the same exact, like I said earlier, the same exact lineup blew out the Orlando Magic by 27 just the other day. Same exact lineup. So for them to get blown out, we held blown up by 30. Points.
Oh man,
held Tristan. Tristan held himself to 3 points.
Tristan.
He said what?
I said, who goes and picks up Tristan in the offseason?
He was traded.
No, that's just bad. But I don't know. That team without Jason Tatum is they're in trouble. There's a side to Kemba Walker that NBA teams are seeing that they're scared of, as well as he's as good as he's a player. When he's not knocking shots down, he's not effective at all.
I wanted him, man.
Yeah, but you start to see him on a good team, and you start to see why. Like when he's missing those shots, like you guys are gonna lose. He's not a guy that's bringing you much else. He's like he has to be making baskets to be effective. You know what I'm saying? And they're seeing that the hard way. You know, I guess a lot of Boston fans are saying that he's selfish. I wouldn't say that he's selfish, but
selfish
because he shoots a lot. But I don't think he's selfish.
This
but
is coming off of just having Kyrie. These people are crazy.
Oh, trust me. They were praying that he was going to be.
So what was Kyrie then? If Kemba is selfish, what was Kyrie?
The devil.
Come on, like I don't like they like people talk about Knicks fans, but that for Boston fans to be saying that's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's wild. But I mean, speaking of Boston fans, for us to win in Boston, that felt pretty good.
That felt good.
My 30
team on the road.
Yeah, they're doing well on the road. I mean, if they can win road games consistently and then start to get it together at home, I could see us finishing out just under 500, which is what I expected us to do. You know what I mean? What is that? 36 and 36. I could see us winning around 30, 34, maybe 38, 35 games. You know what I'm saying? And trying to sneak in there. But like I said, if we play defense like we played tonight, 15% from the three, we held them to. 17 turnovers. That's the kind of defense you want to play against a team that's going to be in the playoffs. And so far, we've been looking pretty good against playoff teams. That's the Jazz that we beat, the Bucks, the Celtics. Who else was that? We even beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, even though they beat us the other night. That game still doesn't sit right with me because we should have won that game. Even the Brooklyn game didn't sit right with me because at the end we only lost it by 7, but we came back.
We made a run.
We made a run at the end, but
where was that energy?
Where was that energy the entire game? That bothered me.
Me too.
I don't know, but anyway, upcoming games, we have who we playing? We have Orlando Magic tomorrow, which is going to be is that a road game?
Yeah. No, yes. We home.
No, we home. We home there.
We home.
We fighting for the 8th spot right now.
We might see Alec Burks tomorrow.
Oh, yeah,
which is probably why he didn't play tonight because he was probably didn't want to play it back to back. So hopefully we see some Alec Burks action, get him back in there, maybe get a little 15 minutes, some shots up. But as long as Quickly is playing more minutes than Elfrid Payton, I'm fine with whatever we got going on.
It doesn't even matter if he don't start. If like they call him out, if they give Elfrid like 7 minutes and call the kid in, I'm good with that. And then if the kid is playing well, you keep him out there.
Right.
Because Elfrid, you never know. It's more rare you're gonna have a good game from Elfrid.
And shout out to the coach. Happy birthday to coach. I think what did he turn? 63 today? 53? 63? I don't know. Something 3 today. 3. He turned something 3.
Something 3.
He got a win against his former team, and also a team that he grew up rooting for, in his college days. But he was also a Knicks fan as well, growing up. So, and he also worked for both organizations.
Coming up in 5 days. They go coming up 5 days on the 22nd.
Yeah, 22nd. And actually, did we have a game on the 22nd? We played the Kings on the 22nd.
Yeah, we played Sacramento.
That's gonna be the birthday bash joint.
Listen.
We gotta get a win. Now
we gotta get a win versus the Kings, man. Like that's
call these refs because they've been acting up on us too.
For real, man. What is their deal?
I don't know, man.
Oh, this is gonna be a tough week for us. We have a game tomorrow, and then we don't play again until Thursday. We have a back-to-back Thursday and Friday. So we play the Warriors. We play the Warriors on Thursday, and then we play the Kings on Friday.
We're gonna get that one.
I don't know.
Manuel Quickly's gonna go off because he's gonna be competing with Steph. Hey, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy to see that because you know that's somebody he looked up to growing up.
Yeah,
You know that's somebody he looked up
He's
to.
gonna be pulling up from the logo like this. Quickly don't shoot like this. He shoot like this.
Yeah, it's funny. He comes here and it's like his arm comes all the way out. He can't bring it up here real quick. He's gonna go all the way through there. Like this. But that's also why he doesn't shoot a lot of shots because all you have to do is get a little bit in his space, and he can't take the shot because it's like he brings it up from here. He doesn't bring it from like, oh, I can just pull up the dribble and bring it here and then release. Like Steph Curry, that's what makes him so, deadly because he could be right here and he just brings it up here. But quickly, he got to bring it and he got to set his feet and bring it up. But hey, I ain't mad at him. I love it anyway. We play the Magic tomorrow. That's another playoff team. Let's get these dubs. Let's rack them up. If we can get some wins versus we got the Magic, then the Warriors, who aren't playing great. I think that's a winnable game. And then we have the Kings on Friday. Birthday present. If we get 3-0, would you say 3-0 this week? Try and go 3-0
this week. We on.
I'm with it. 3-0 this week. Finish out 9-8. We can finish out 9-8. I'm with that. But
that'd be beautiful.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love to see that. Next, come on. If y'all listening, do us that favor. But like I said, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell so that when we go live or whenever we drop a video, you guys get that notification. Thank you for joining the Gotham Knicks podcast. You guys got anything else you want to say?
Thank the fellas who's in the chat with us, who came to watch and listen.
Absolutely.
Talk with us.
Chat. Thank y'all, man.
Marcel. I met Marcel at the barbershop. We was talking basketball. We was talking about the Knicks.
My man, see? And you got to see the real Dre hairline under the fitted, right? Crazy.
Why you acting like that, man? I had the hat on anyway. I waited for him to leave before I took the hat off.
You waited for him.
All right, come on, hurry up.
You crazy.
That's all right. Watch.
Nah,
I'm gonna get you something for your birthday too, but now.
Yo, give me the next win. That's all I want for that, man.
All right, man. I'm
gonna call him off for that. Right. Thank y'all for joining the Gotham Knicks podcast. Till next time, y'all.
All right.
Peace.